Hi everyone, this is Zeke here. The topic of today's video is mixed armies and how to use them to defeat Marillions. I'm going to show you for examples. Biviki, stats are okay. When he fights a Marillion, he gains invisibility strike 20, so his first attack gains 20 damage. These are just example creatures. I'm showing for a 3-on-3 match. Lanker, you would want him in the back. So that way, he can give up 5 energy, and you can put it 15 to a discipline of your choice. Now, when you're fighting the Marillions, they usually use water attacks, and they have at least one discipline really high. Now, Narfall is an example of a creature. He deals 5 damage to the opponent for each elemental type they have, so he would be valuable in a battle. So you'd put him up front. He is an underworlder, so give him a battle gear like Whipcrack if you have it. Next, uncovering battle gear. Now, like I said, the Marillions have high discipline scores, usually in wisdom. So Supercharged Alternator helps you fight against that. It makes it so that their attacks will outperform or special ability or just a regular, say for example, Delirium attack. Quick exit attack. Wouldn't do too much. You want an example of a battle gear you would need would be Aspect Amplifier. This is Might, but there's 4 different ones. So, equip it to a creature in the front with a high discipline score with an Aspect Amplifier of its type. Sinister Statue. If you deal 15 or more attack damage, you can lower their disciplines by 10 in whichever discipline you want. Now, Exude of Exhaustion is something you would see a Marillion team use with Brainwash Mix. I count them as Marillions too. Lowers their disciplines. If you have any overworlders, Defender Song will be good to give your team Defender, which will be helpful. Composition of Concentration. If you're fighting against an opponent that's lowering your disciplines, you need this because honestly, some of those Marillions are tricky with the disciplines. Okay, this one will really work against them. Song of Stable Shields. Music abilities and abilities which would raise or lower target creature's disciplines have no effect. So that means this card you can use on yourself, and attacks or battle gear or even an ability like Intimidate won't lower your discipline scores. Okay, now we're on to attack. If you're using a mixed army, you want accelerated unity to do more damage for each tribe in your team. Cycle Drain. That's for an example. That's just a card for an example. If you know what kind of Marillion team the disciplines they'll be using, you can lower it. This card lowers power by 20. Elementus Psyblast. If you have the if you have the wisdom, and if you have, well, if you have at least 2, I'd say 3. It'd be best to have 4 elements. So this one can do max power of 20 damage. But as long as you have at least 1 element and have stat check wisdom 50, you hit them for 5 at least. Now, the Hunter's Perimeter. If you use this becomes a Mirage. Invisibility cannot be negated there. And if you have him there, his invisibility will not be negated. And his disciplines, he has a secondary ability. His disciplines cannot be raised or lowered. Storm Tunnel. The Storm Tunnel increases wind attacks, air attacks, and decreases water attacks. So it's really good against Marillions. Sands of the Unseen. If you have creatures with air, they get invisibility strike 10. Which would be good for this guy, because then against Marillions he'll have strike 30. Vidal's Refractor. Okay, now the initiative is wisdom, so there's a lot of Marillions that would be good at it. But this card, you basically just, when it's the active location, each player draws 2 attack cards, then discards 2 attack cards. So if you have something that you don't like, get rid of it and get better cards. Okay guys, that was it for the topic. I just wanted to help you guys out against fighting Marillions. It takes teamwork and some strategy, but mixed armies are probably your best chance in beating Marillions. Alright guys, subscribe, view, like, and peace out.